Look at your fucking suntan, like leather. Like a leather man, your skin. You can make a fucking suitcase out of you, old all. You look like a crocodile, fat bastard. You look like fucking Idi Amin, you know what I mean? State of you. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to Revolting Reviews with me, Horror Ross. So today I am reviewing one of my most anticipated horror films of this year, and that is Leatherface. Directed by Julian Murray and Alexandra Bustillo, something, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Starring Sam Spike, Lil Taylor, Stephen Dorff, and Vanessa Grease or something. So this is a 2017 prequel to the 1974 Tobe Hooper classic, and yes, it is a prequel to the original film, and I have to say it's a lot better prequel than the 2006 one we got for the remake, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. No, this one is way better, and to be honest, it is probably the first decent Texas Chainsaw film since the third one, in my opinion. So basically, we get the whole backstory of Leatherface told in this film. And it's like, it starts off set in Texas 1955, where, Jebediah Jackson Sawyer, that's his name, Jebediah Jackson Sawyer, it's his birthday and he gets a chainsaw for his birthday, and his family are clearly nutters. Now, he's clearly just a good person brought up in the wrong crowd, and I can see, we actually see the humanity he once had in this one. And then we go 10 years later to 1965, where 10 years before, Jackson got put into a mental hospital, and 10 years later he's like a teenager now, and a whole asylum riot breaks out, and next thing you know, he's on the run with some other patients that all get picked off one by one by the corrupt sheriff, played by Stephen Dorff. And then next thing, we get the whole loose ends tied on Leatherface and what made him the face-wearing, deformed cannibal we all know and love. And yeah, this is actually really good on how they did it. I loved how how Leatherface in this film went from the person we saw him in the film to the deformed person we know from the original, and like after 40 odd years, we now know Leatherface wasn't born deformed. It was something else, a tragic accident. Okay, so let's get on to the likes and dislikes about this film. First of all, I loved this film. I was hoping it would be everything I thought it'd be, and I think it was. I really enjoyed this film. I was entertained throughout. Looking at, there's one character in this film called Ike, who's big, fat, and silent, and they make you think that he's the one becoming Leatherface. But spoiler alert, it's not. So, yeah. I loved Sam Spike's performance in this. Now, I knew him as a character called Johnny Carter in a British soap that some of you, that if you're watching from another country, he was in a British soap called EastEnders. So he's British, and he did a great job as Jackson Sawyer, and I loved how his character evolved and developed and became the character we all know as Leatherface. I also liked how it tied that loose end on why he wears faces, you know, because it's like he has a nice face, but then shit happens in the film. I'll try and keep this as spoiler free as possible, and then we see him evolve from like this patient who is actually a mental patient who's actually quite decent and actually has a chance of getting out there and living, you know, a normal life in society. But you know, how he evolves and changes throughout the story, it's amazing, and I love that so much. And yeah, I also like the actor who played the Hitcher in this. I can't remember the character's name now, but he was the Hitcher in the original, how he grows up to be him and that. I like that character. Yeah, also in this we saw the grandpa in this film before he was all sagged up and looked like a dead body. We also saw that he has a mother in this, played by Lil Taylor, who I know as the mother from The Conjuring. Yeah, I just liked how she was the mother. I think we saw the father in this one from the first film, and yeah, I just completely loved it. Dislikes on this, it's hard to think of a dislike, but I mean, there was a few characters that I didn't like, but I don't think you were meant to like them because they were assholes and they got what were coming. I didn't like the sheriff in it, but again, he's a character you're not meant to like because he's like the antagonist. Yeah, in this, Jackson Sawyer is the protagonist and he evolves into the antagonist. And then I'm like thinking, wow. At the beginning, it was like hard to believe he's going to one day become Leatherface. But throughout the film, you see it build up. Okay, so final thoughts and ratings now. I thought this film was shot great, and I believe it was co-written. It says, I've got a note the notes here, and it says it's screenplayed by Seth M. Sherwood. I believe that he is a relative of Gory B movie from Horror Addicts. Is a relative of hers that has co-written this. I might be wrong. Gory B, if you're watching, let me know down in the comments below if I'm right or wrong. So yeah, I enjoyed this film. The cinematography was good. You know, the directing was great. The story was great. I loved this film. And I think it's one of the best horror prequels out there. So with all that being said, definitely better than the 2006 Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Okay, so with all that being said, I am giving Leatherface 5. Yep, it's easy for me. I'm going to give it 5 Texas Chainsaws out of 5. So that's been my review on Leatherface. Did you like this film? Did you see it? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. All my social media links are down below in the description, Facebook and Twitter. And also, you feel free to join my Facebook horror group, the Random Horror Madhouse, if you haven't already. And yeah, and like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can stay notified. Also, please subscribe, because I am so close to 100 subs, and it would mean the world to me if I could get to 100, because I will probably do something very special for that. But yeah, no pressure. So yeah, also starting from Sunday is my 31-day horror review series, 31. So, be sure to check that out on Sunday when it uploads. 31 days, 31 horror movies, 31 reviews. Except for Fridays, where that'll be for main shows, for our main shows, Fridays. But it'll be double billed on Saturday, double featured and stuff. Anyway, till next time, don't have nightmares.